Does it matter where you go to college? It's kind of a hard question to answer, although in some areas, yes, it does matter. For example, like accreditation. If you go to a regionally accredited school, you're generally better off than going to a nationally accredited school, and I know that sounds counterintuitive, but regionally accredited schools are a bit more reputable than the national counterparts. You might come across some of these issues while you're in school and transferring credits. Say if you're going from a nationally accredited school, you might have some difficulty moving those credits over to a regionally accredited school. Also, if you're trying to become a public employee with your state, a lot of states require that their employees have regionally accredited bachelor's degrees. But you probably want to talk about money, and if you want to talk about money, you gotta talk about Princeton professor of economics, Alan Krueger. In an article written in 2000, Krueger and his colleagues took a look at 517 college students, but not just a group of any college students that were both accepted into highly selected universities and, well, good but less selective universities, if you want to oversimplify, Ivy Leagues and state schools. What they found was that even 20 years after graduation, for the students that were accepted to both but went their separate ways, there was little to no difference in their income. Although, food for thought, there was one group exception, and that students coming from lower income families actually had more earning power when they went to the more selective school. But for most of us, this defies all the conventional wisdom that we've been told basically since birth. You don't need a great school to find success. You just should find a good one. What Krueger found is that it's not the great school that has the key to your success, but it's who you are, your experiences, your drive that's going to determine how successful you are. Now, don't get me wrong on this next part. I'm all for more education, but I think we can use the study as a stepping stone to devise some more conventional wisdom that college is what makes people successful, when in actuality, successful people just happen to go to college. And for the icing on the cake, here is what billionaire Warren Buffett has to say on the subject. I don't care where someone went to school, and that has never caused me to hire anyone or buy a business. Again, don't misconstrue this. If you get an amazing scholarship to a place like Harvard and you only have to pay, I don't know, maybe $1,000 or $2,000 a year, go, by all means, go. But if it comes down to a full ride at a decent state school and only a half ride at a place like Harvard, then your choice should be to go where it's cheapest. You gotta keep a low overhead. When you're just starting out in whatever career, whether it's for love or for money, you've got to be able to take whatever opportunities come your way. And if somebody comes up to you and says, hey, we're going to go to Africa to build roads and fight AIDS, you can't say, ah, man, I really like to, but I have to stay at this crappy job that I don't like because I have to pay $800 a month into my student loans. It always comes back to loans. So does it really matter where you go? Well, in terms of income and success, probably not. But when you're looking at schools, look for places that will give you an educational boon and not a financial burden.